What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I didn't do like a proper intro this one, purely because I just came off a call with a subscriber and just went a bit overboard, as I tend to do with the coaching calls, which I would definitely recommend you do if you are having any troubles with your niche websites. Is a cheaper option anyway. But so I'm a bit limited on time and whatever else. So I thought, you know what, let me just get straight into the video because there's no point in wasting time. So this video is going to be how to choose a niche for an Amazon affiliate website. Now, one of the things which I want to highlight at the beginning of this video is, like when you're picking a niche, there's two different types of sites that you can actually pick a niche for. So I want to identify those two different types of things because that's going to determine what kind of avenue we're going to go down afterwards. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the differences. So first of all, you have review type websites and then you have blog style websites. So a lot of marketers are always going to give you different advice on this, but they'll never identify it as clear or as specific as this. Okay, so when you actually boil it down to its bare principles, there's two different types of sites. Now, this could be based for a kind of niche website, or it could be for an authority website. Now, what is an authority site or a niche site? Well, I'm not going to explain all of that inside of this video, but purely a niche website is just, obviously, if you get a niche site, that's just like small and focused around one particular thing. And then obviously an authority is based around multiple different things or topics or whatever else. Okay, so that's the quickest way to determine an authority site against a niche site, because just because a site has 100 pages doesn't mean it's not a niche site, or doesn't mean that it's immediately an authority or whatever, and vice versa. So it's just determined on the topics that the actual that come into discussion on the website. Okay, so just to give you an example of these two types of sites before we get into the video, I'm actually going to identify them to you. So I've got an example here of one site. And what I'm actually going to do as well is I'm actually going to bring up another site. So many of you are familiar with, obviously, Income School. So if we go onto their site, Dirt Bike Planet, this is the approach of a blog style site. Okay, so what we're going to look at is this site probably has more articles than this site. Okay, now this site is what you would class as, it's a niche site again. I mean, or maybe you could class it as an authority because it's all about pets. But the difference is, although they're both targeting two different topics. So this one's like, pets, pet life, and this one's dirt bikes. Well, if you look at this is like very like, it's like a blog. So it's like, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. It's got like, ads and all of that, which most of them are going to have anyway. It's an affiliate site. But then you've got like, they've got some Best Buy articles. Then there's some things that are just for your information, dirt bike insurance costs. So this is like, it has no buyer intent. This is purely just to like help the reader or someone who follows this blog. This is the type of thing where you'd probably potentially, build up an email list. You might sell an ebook on there. So you can see here, look, there's an ebook there as well. And that leads off to their ebook page. All right. So this is like a blog style kind of site. It's very one-on-one. So you kind of almost have like a one-on-one kind of experience with the actual, website owner. All right. Now this is more like a brand. This is like, what people would look at and assume it's an authority site, but this is still kind of a niche site. I mean, you could say it's an authority. I'd probably put this in an authority space because of the size of the site and whatever, and a few other things because it covers a variation of different things. But, technically it's still within the same realms of reach as this. Okay. So it's still a niche site. Like it's not like on a bunch of different actually it is. It is an authority because it's targeting dogs, pets, cats, everything. Okay, so pets in general. So it is an authority. But anyway, to reiterate on this point, if we take a look at this website, it's all like best this, best that, best this, best that, best this, best that, like best. Look, there's just pure best stuff. And then it does have some kind of informational articles, a few. Look, this is even best stuff as well, but let's just have a look. If we type in how to, because I've actually researched this site before, let's just type in how, and we'll find like some kind of, how does pet insurance work and whatever else. So you can see here, there's a few informational pieces of articles. Yeah. Okay. But it's not the focus. So 80% or more of this site's articles are all buyer intent, like sorry, best this, best that, best this, best that. And then like, I'd say about 20% is this how to informational type. Now, what I want to highlight on this site is that this is going to be a lot more difficult to compete with than a site like this. Okay. Now, the reason why is because this site is basically going to be like high level competition, all the best buy keywords, and it's going to have a lower volume of traffic associated around those keywords for the most part. Okay. So you might still get like high traffic, but the higher the traffic on the best buy keyword, probably the higher the competition, the level of competition to compete with. Okay. And if you were to take random keywords off of this site and take random few keywords off of this site, you're probably going to have a lot easier of a chance of outranking that one than this one here. Okay, or competing with, I should say. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that this site at this present time is better or worse than this. There's just some key differences that I'll highlight in this video. All right, so if we actually take a look at a site like this kind of site is not built up like with a kind of a technical SEO kind of approach, like in regards to, sending backlinks and all that kind of thing. This site's built up very much organically. So it's just like high level focus on content. So the actual key focus of this is like, first of all, building it up with some easy to rank keywords just to build up that initial trust with the search engines, and then blasting the site with high quality content that engages readers and builds up authority and trust, okay, over time. So this is a very content-focused approach to building a niche website, okay? And this requires a lot of content, high volume amount of content injection, and takes generally a lot longer to rank over time. Now, the way that this site acquired backlinks is, because it's still a key factor of SEO, but the way this is, it acquires links, is through inbound. Yeah, so it doesn't actually, the site owners don't reach out to any kind of bloggers or competitors or whatever and try and buy links. They just acquire them through, good content and through like targeting relatively easy keywords or keywords that they can compete for. They acquire the top page or top results pages rankings, and then from there is where they start to get the links, because when you're on the page one, when someone's referencing, they type in a certain thing and they link out. Now, this is a lot more beginner friendly of an approach than the other style of site. But what the difference is this kind of site has like a big room for expansion for the most part, okay? When you usually find a review site, it's usually focused on either a product or a specific kind of topic, okay? Now, usually a product. It will be like focused on a specific topic or product, and it will be very like kind of buyer intent focused, okay? The whole of the site. Now, when you look at a site like this on dirt bikes, you could expand this into quite a big site. But this is like, again, like a good kind of selection. Now, what happens is with this kind of difference in sites is that you're also going to have a difference in the way that it's named. Okay, so this site this is what we call PMDs, yeah, which is partial match domains. So this means you've got one keyword out of the site's kind of target keywords in the domain. Okay, you could have like a target keyword in a site like this. On a review site, you could have like an exact match domain, which is an EMD. Okay, so you could have like best pet litterboxes.com, okay, or bestpettrackers.com. So you would then build a whole entire site around pet trackers, okay, like trackers for dogs, trackers for cats, trackers for turtles, wherever the hell you want to do. Okay, so you could do that. But on the flip side, if you were going to do a site like this, you're always going to do either a partial match or a branded domain. Okay, so what branded is when you just basically do like a random name, like offroading.com, something like that. Yeah, that's just like random. It's just a brand. You're just going to build up a brand on that. Now, the alternative to that is you can also do a partial match on this. You would never on a site like this do an exact match domain. So this is just basically to funnel down to a few different methodologies that you're going to follow and the path that you're going to go down. Now, this is not beginner friendly. This is going to require you to learn to build backlinks, for you to learn how to do like on-page SEO and use technical tools and do the correct, like, you know, keyword insertions, keyword densities, and all of those things. And that's quite important on a vague level for a site like this, but it's not as important for you to be as technically sound than if you were to do this kind of site. And what's going to happen for most of you who target a site like this and you are not technically sound is you're going to suffer with traffic. So any of you who are watching this who are like, well, I've done a review site, you probably are having a hard time with your traffic because you've done best this, best that, best this, best that. Okay. So if you are not a good SEO and you are not technically sound, then I would most definitely take this approach. So this means you're going to have to probably do about 4 times the amount of content than a site like this to get a decent amount of buyer intent traffic, because obviously you're going to get like a mixture of buyer intent and, you know, just a normal kind of informational traffic. But at the same time, over time, you're going to build up the authority trust to where you can potentially insta rank. And obviously, when you throw up a piece of content, it might rank within a few hours to a few days on the top page with no backlinks, depending on obviously the keyword and different factors, you know, quality of content, so on and so forth. Okay. But what I want to identify is the first thing you need to choose is whether you're going to take this approach and build a product focused website, or you're going to build a hobby kind of doing thing kind of website. Okay. And to just give you an idea, the 2 key differences that this makes a difference on is when we actually take a look at the when we're researching for a niche selection on these kind of sites, we'll take a look at this, which is a list of hobbies in Wikipedia, which would be for what? I'm going to let you answer that. And if you did answer it correctly, it's the blog style. Okay, so that would be obviously, you know, the blog style would be this. These are all doing things. So opposed to actually 3dprintingmachines.com, which is a product focus, we're going to do 3D printing as the topic. You know, so might be like 3D kind of 3D benching, 3D benchmarks.com or 3D I don't even know. Yeah. 3dmodernart.com or 3ddevices.com, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to make it like just a branded kind of name. Yeah. Like 3D, you know, I don't even know, 3dforyou.com. Yeah. Or whatever. So just a brand name. It doesn't mean anything. It's just your name that you're going to create as a brand. And I've actually got a list of these kind of niches here that you can take a look at, but I'm actually going to share. I've shared this before, the most profitable niches, but you can get that if you download this template here. And you can see here, look, this is the list to the top niches here, and it takes you over to that page as well. Okay, but what I want to go through is just a few of these different things. So if we were to take a basketball niche, we could do a product focused site, which is going to be bestbasketball.com. So that's like an exact match domain, yeah? Or we could do basketball tricks.com. Okay, so that's like partial match because basketball's the key word, yeah? And that would be a partial match. And usually you're going to do an exact match or partial match for a niche site that's product focused. Okay, you can see here, if you're trying to build an authority site, this would be an authority site for this kind of approach because it's very broad. Yeah, and the reason why you do that in regards to EMD or PMD on a site like this is because you want that hyper relevancy. Okay, so you want Google to kind of know that this is exactly what to rank you for. These kind of terms, best basketball, rank me for that. And what you would also do on a site like this, in most cases, this is definitely an authority, but what you would do on a kind of niche site that's like this is you would use a static homepage. So your homepage would be the actual keyword, like best, because you're trying to basically drive all that relevancy up to this kind of homepage, which is going to be best basketball. So you're going to have bestbasketball.com, and this one article on the homepage would be best basketballs. Like that's all it's going to be is that's the big keyword. And that'll be like the big Goliath keyword that your whole site's focused around. Okay. And that's the way that works. So that's why when you see those product focused sites, that's what it is. And then you can obviously see that it would be a lot easier to research because all you would have to do is to find kind of, you know, the level of competition is then go in and actually search it like on a tool or something and type like best basketballs. Okay. and then you would basically go and search the level of competition. I don't know what happened there, but you would go and search the level of competition, and that would basically give you, the level of what authorities. If you see authority sites here, then you got a hard time, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's how you would determine like the level of competition in the niche. And even if you have a site like this, like obviously this is all about pet products or whatever, you could maybe drum that in and see the level of competition around that. So like, best pet products or something like that, even though it's not a exact match or partial match, but you just can see like the level, because you see, okay, this would be like the main kind of keyword you'd be going for, maybe best pet products or best pet something. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Okay. But you would determine that like that, like best this or best that or whatever, or this, that review. Okay. Because another thing you could do on a site like this is it could be basketballreviews.com. Okay. So that could be a keyword like basketball reviews, whatever. And basically this site is going to be like full of the type of articles that you're going to do is going to be like 80% best buy keywords, and 20%, the last 20% will be how-to keywords and listicles. Okay, so listicles, the only time you would do like kind of info content on a site like this is going to be like something like a how-to keyword, or it's going to be like something like, when you go to like BuzzSumo and you sort the content by most shared, and it's like 15 ways to do this kind of pet stuff or whatever, because then it's like a highly kind of engaging piece of content that's shareable, and it's like a listicle. Okay, and that would make up like your 20%. Then the other type is going to be single product reviews, so that would be like this kind of whatever product, basketball review.com, whatever basketball, I don't even know basketballs, but like just say, I forgot even the names of basketballs, but just say like best Spalding basketball or whatever Spalding ball this is, like the Zalgiris Kunis Spalding basketball review. So it'd be a specific product review, and that's what you would do. And the only time you would do that really is you could take two different approaches. Really, you could go and review every product within the niche, which is what some people do, or you could obviously take the ones that have a high amount of ratings and comments and stuff, because then obviously people are more engaged around those products, and then go and create a review, because there'll be a lot of search traffic on Google for the review. See, like this, for example, would be the perfect one to write an exact product review on. So if I put this product into Google, you'll probably see them Spalding NBA Silver. So Spalding NBA Silver review. You see, so that one, look, that's it there, and you'll see like people with the exact product review. Okay, so that's Amazon popping up. This might even be a good like product review to do, to be honest. Okay, so they're not letting me in because of bloody all this GDPR stuff, but let's have a look. Okay, so this might be, I think this might be it. No, this is like a best comparison. See, so this, because you could have this best buy comparison and then actually have specific product reviews on the site that link out to this best buy or something. So if this was the big keyword you're trying to rank, you could have specific ones that link out, that you link out to from here. So you link out to the actual ball, the specific review. Let's see if they're doing it here. And then they would, see, and then this would link back to like the best review keyword, because what it is basically, if this were like let me show you. The reason why is I'm trying to show you like silo structures. So this, let me explain this. This would be the best buy review. Okay, so this is like this big page here. This is going to have more traffic than this specific ball in most cases, 9 times out of 10, because this is like the best Spalding ball. So it's taking all of the top products and comparing them. So it's all of them in comparison. So this, even if it has 500 searches, it's going to be that 500, that 500, that one, all of the searches combined. So it's going to have like a couple thousand searches a month, and you're comparing all the top ones. Then you would link out to that, like how they've done here on this article here, And this would be this thing here, this post, okay? And then what you would do is you would take this post and you would link back to the other one. So it's like a feedback loop. So you're linking from this to that, and then from this back to this. So the authority is passing through. So even if you send a backlink here or you acquire a backlink here, it's going to pass through this whole section. And that's exactly how you would do something like this. And then if you had like, best summer basketballs, that would go into a different section. And then all the things to do with summer basketballs, the specific products would go in there and you'd link back. So you link that to that back to that to that back to that to that. And that's what we call a silo in SEO. So that's exactly how you would build up a site like this. It's search engine friendly and it's helpful to the readers. So you can see this is a very good example of a product focused site. So I'd imagine, look at this, like basketballs, gamebasketballs.com. So I'd imagine this has like a homepage that's a static page. Look, exactly, boom. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is a niche site that requires a lot of technical SEO. So you need to know how to do backlinks and all that stuff. If you don't know it, you need to learn that for this kind of site. Okay, for this kind of site, you're not going to be able to just punch out content like what you're doing here. Now, not saying it's impossible, but it's not the general approach that you should take, because you're going to have a hard time. You're going to lack on traffic. If you're trying to do this kind of thing, then you can bring in a bit of traffic from info, a bit of traffic from here, and slowly you're building up your authority because you're targeting all these low competition keywords. Now, this makes a difference to how you even approach your keyword research, niche selection in the first place. Because if you are building a blog, you can come over to general hobbies and build a blog around like ice skating or crafting or cooking or whatever. These are all like topical niches, that are like doing things, verbs. Okay, so you've got a bunch of indoor activities, a bunch of outdoor. You've got like hobbies, and this is perfect for blog style approaches. And if you want to see an example of that, go and check out Income School sites. They share them publicly. There's like Camper Report and all these other sites. This is another example. It's all about camping. So it's not like specifically on RVs. Like their best articles are about RVs, but it's not rvreviews.com. Okay, so because that would require a hell of amount of technical SEO, and if you are not technically sound or you have no intention of learning all of those metrics, then don't worry about it. With this, you're just going to be pumping out good content. You're going to still have obviously your technical structure. So you're going to be using your H2, subheadings correctly. You're going to be, making sure you're using outbound links, inbound links, permalinks, all of that kind of thing. You're going to still do your meta description, but you're not going to have to worry about specific, like you might use your keyword a few times in there, but you're not going to be using like a tool to tell you the exact word count and the exact this and the exact keyword density and all of that different stuff. That's for a site like this. Okay. So what we're going to do, I should have kept that basketball one, to be honest, because that was a better example of a niche site. Okay. But you get the drift. Yeah. So this, if we actually go back to this site, a good example comparison was the basketball one. Yeah. So NBA, what was it again? I forgot what it even was. Let's bring that up. Okay, so this is an example. So this is a niche site against another niche site. So let's take this because this is an even better example against this. So you can see, look, this is like the whole keyword of the homepage. They've used a partial match on this because they didn't want to go too heavy on optimization and over optimize. But you can see basketballs and basketballs. They're trying to target that. Okay, and you'll see that the only kind of information or articles they have on this is usually going to be some kind of shareable content or how-to piece of content, and then everything, even the subheadings, you can see is like best air pumps, best backpack, best whatever. It's all this kind of topical relevancy that they're doing, and anything underneath it is all to try and get it the top review up. So you can see, look how they've structured it. So this is like a page again, and then it links out to specific reviews that link back to this main page. So this is the perfect, I'm actually going to bookmark this page. This is a perfect example of a niche website that's technical, the technical one. Okay, so I've got that saved inside of my niche site examples on the reviews. All right, so I usually just save a bunch of sites as well if you want to see that, but this is the perfect example of a niche website in comparison to a blog style niche website. Okay, so these are both niche websites. The downside to this kind of site is it's harder to sell because it's so niche down. There's no real room for expansion if someone actually comes in to purchase this for a buyer, whereas this has this big opportunity of purchase. But what you'll find is that this kind of site makes like a substantial amount more than this kind of site on affiliate marketing. Even though this site might have 100 pages, they might be making like 2-3K a month. Whereas you might find this kind of site making like 5-10K a month on affiliate. Okay. This doesn't mean that, that this is better or that one's worse or whatever. It's just different. Okay. It's just a different approach. Now, just to go back to this, sheet, you can see that I put it's a S ton of technical SEO and backlink knowledge. You need to know backlinks and all of that stuff effectively, like to rank a site like this. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time. You're trying to go for high competition on every single review. The other thing you'll find on a site like this is going to be very much more cookie cutter style. So they've got like a similar kind of structure that they follow on every review. Yeah, so it's like the same thing almost. So you can see here, they're not actually even too fast. They're doing this all purely for SEO purposes because it's just a super short review. Like it's super short. Yeah, they're just literally doing it so they can link back for the silo and whatever else. It's all for that. Okay, but it's everything that people land on is product focused and it's buyer intent. Then this is harder to sell as no room for expansion. But this leads on to bigger opportunity, I believe, in SEO, because you can then start an agency or client SEO with it's more predictable results. Okay, so that's what I find. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think. And then obviously at the same time, you'd only build this kind of site to like 30 or 50 pages, and it would be making like, if you don't do it right, you can, out of like a 30-page site, you can get like to like 5K, 10K a month, depending on what kind of niche you pick, keyword structure, all of that kind of thing. But you can see here to find like the kind of research the niche for this is very easy, because all we need to do is best indoor basketballs, or best outdoor basketballs, and then that immediately tells us the level of competition for the rest of the whole site. Whereas something like this, I mean, well, yeah, you could put in dirt bikes for this and see what's around, but you're going to have all these massive authority sites around, guaranteed. So this kind of thing is really targeting where the authorities are not, and trying to squeeze in and fill in the gaps that they've left, and then building yourself up to be able to compete. Whereas this, you're competing right off the bat, and you're just using backlinks and everything else to bring you up to that level of competition, even if you don't have the authority immediately. All right. Now, if we take the blog style, this is going to be hundreds of pages. You're always going to be posting. You wouldn't stop at like 30, 50 pages. I mean, even on a site like this, you're still going to add one piece of content per month minimum after you've done your 50 or whatever. Yeah, you're still going to be adding like 1 or 2 because you don't want to just leave it dead. But you're going to be very heavy focused on backlinks and stuff like that. And then here, you're going to be picking like a kind of hobby topic kind of thing, like Bob's blog from down the road. And this is going to be very much like a branded kind of you're going to use like a persona on this. Yeah, so this is going to be your persona, like whether it's you or a fictitious one. You're going to use that. This one would be like more like a brand. Okay, so this is going to be like a company branded. See, I put branded there because you would basically personal persona. Yeah, about me on sidebar. Okay, so you'd have like an about me on sidebar, and you'd use like a branded overall name. Yeah, branded name for the domain. Yeah. Okay, whereas this one is going to be obviously like an exact match or partial match domain name. Okay, but you would take a branded approach for this. Like, for example, this is not always going to be straight like someone specifically on this. Like it's usually might have like a brand, but you could do either for this. To be honest, I've seen both. You can do a brand like where it's just a brand, like we are bestbasketballs.com or whatever, or it could be a person. So let's have a look what they've used here. So they've actually got a person here, and then obviously does he give you a name? Okay, Ron. Yeah, so his name is Ron. You can see that's like not a real person. It's a persona. And if we were to do a search on this, I mean, we could do a Google image search. We'll probably find it. It's just like a I'm sorry if this is your site, by the way, but I know this is a persona. Let's just I forgot how to even do an image search on this thing. Yeah, but let's post let's see, how do you search an image? I forgot how to even do it. Let's see, save that to desktop. Let's try and run into here. Yeah, so let's have a look and see. Yeah, I think because they changed the name, we can't find it really. Let's have a look. Yeah, we can't find it, but I mean, there isn't any the same. It's found the blue, but it's not the same guy. Yeah, but yeah. See, it's only got that result, so it's definitely just the persona anyway. It's just a persona. It's not a real person. Yeah, you can see it. All right, but that let me just list of hobbies. Yeah, so that's the way you would do that kind of thing. Now, the way you would actually pick a niche for a site like this. Now, I know this video has gone on a bit, but the way this makes a difference to how you pick the niche. So to pick a niche like this, if you're going to go into technical SEO and high level of competition. So remember, this has an upside, 5 to 10K a month, big, massive rewards on the amount of traffic. Conversion rates are going to be skyrocketing because you're targeting best buy reviews. So people coming in to buy, they just want to know the best one. Yeah. And everyone will say, well, why don't you just do that? Well, it's very much more harder to compete with. You need to spend more money on like things like backlinks, and it's a lot more technical and it's not beginner friendly. Okay. I would feel anyway. Yeah. Not saying beginners can't learn this, but it's not as easy as this method. Okay. And then this one, is like your auntie or your grandma can come and write some good content and start ranking over time. This is like the traditional blog method, okay? And this you would like monetize with ads. You would monetize with info products and create your own products, build an email list. It's easier to sell because it has more room for expansion. It's like usually on a topic. So it's like dirt bikes. There's a bunch of stuff you can expand under dirt bikes. And it's usually lower competition. Okay, so the level of competition isn't as high. And I've then got obviously a few tips for generally choosing a niche. So you've got make sure it's good commission rate on Amazon if you are doing that product focused approach. And then, and even if you're picking like the blog style, you just want to make sure there's a good selection of products in the niche that are, over $100 at least, or you want to check your commission scheme rate. Just type like Amazon affiliate commission commission 2020 or something like that, yeah, and just go to images and you'll be able to see the payouts for what Amazon are paying for different niches. Make sure to check it for your country though, because different countries have different payouts depending. So if you're going to target like a .co.uk for the UK, then you might get different commission rate than what you would get if you were targeting a .com for an American site, okay, or whatever else, okay. And I do recommend that you keep it specific and tailored to that if you are doing that. Now, make sure it's not seasonal. That's another thing. So you could either like determine that with your common sense. If you're going to make a site about gardening, then it's only going to be very seasonal, or about something to do with winter seasons, then it's going to be seasonal. If you're doing something like basketballs, again, it might be seasonal to be honest, but probably not. So what you want to do is you want to get a broad term about your niche. If you could determine it in one word, it needs to be one word, and you drum it into Google Trends. So if we actually head over to Google Trends and we just say, for example, we were doing about fishing or something, you want to see how seasonal it is, and that's very good. You can sell this stuff all year round, because if you've got one page that sells in winter and one that sells in summer, you're going to maybe make money all year round, but you might see a wave of more traffic and more focus of purchases during a specific season than where it would be before. So it doesn't mean that you ain't going to make money all year round. It just means you might make more money in a specific season that warrants it than during another season. Okay. And if we take a look at this and we put in like fishing, and then you can see United States last 12 months, you can check it over the last 5 years as well if you wanted to, and this will give you a general idea of the trend. So you can see, look, it's always up and down, and that's because it's seasonal. So it's not like a linear growth or anything like that. And then let's have a look at the past 12 months. You can see that around this kind of area, there's more intent. So it goes all the way up to 100, which is the peak. And then it comes back down during these months here in March and so on and so forth. And if you're going to check over the last 24 months or 2 years or whatever, then you can set it to that as well. So if we were to just do like, I don't even know, like 2018 or something like that, I haven't got time to do all of that, to be honest, but that's what you could do. Okay. So you just put it back to 2018 and you'll be able to see that. So you want to make sure that it's not seasonal. And then also, finding affiliate products for any niche. All right, and then also, you want some decent traffic, but don't get involved in that too much. That's optional. Okay, like I said, that's optional, because if you're a beginner, you're not going to know like about all of this stuff. You just need to get started, and that is the biggest thing I can tell you, is that picking a niche is either going to go one way or another way. There is no one on this planet that can tell you exactly how the niche is going to perform. They can obviously give you an answer based on based on historic data, but they don't know. Okay. Section in, so no one knows, even me, whoever, no one actually knows the exact answer to that. You need to go out and test it. And I always explain that that's exactly how online marketing is. All you're ever given is the framework. I can only give you the framework. I don't know what you're going to pick, what selection, what products you're going to go and promote, how you're going to write the article, who's going to write it, none of that. You don't know it. I don't know it. No one knows it. The only thing that we do know is that you need to go out and actually do it. And then you're going to get feedback. And then you actually make the iterations on that. And then you do it again. And even if you get it wrong, at least then you learn and you know what not to do, and in that sense. And that's exactly how it is. And I always use the analogy, funny enough, ironically, is if you were to learn to play basketball, you know that you would have to go out and practice. And that's exactly how it is on online marketing. It doesn't matter, or anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing, like in life. Yeah. Okay. So OfferVault is a good site for if you basically go into a niche and use this blog style, because you say, you know what, Leon said this is going to be easier, so I'm going to do that. Well, if you were going to go and do that, then basically in this kind of scenario, you would need to maybe go and find, I would recommend doing Amazon products, but then you might want to go and find individual products within the niche, if it wasn't that good of a niche and whatever else. So if you wanted to go and find it, we could just put like basketball into here, and this will actually go out and find all the available affiliate programs and networks and whatever on the internet and present them to you within that sector. So then you can go find like all different, products and services and lead generations and all that stuff. And you can actually go and, sign up to those affiliate programs so you can promote these different things. So it gives you the actual network that they're with, private CPA, Click Dealer, so on. You can go and sign up to them and then promote these products, obviously, depending on if it suits what you want to do. So you can see the payout there. This is a pay per lead offer, and it's a basketball thing. See, so if you were to promote that, people obviously get paid $10 per email subscription or whatever, and you can change it to like different. So it's not like leads, so it's something else, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of that in this video, but that's a great site to do that, offervault.com. And even if you want to go into pay per lead, this is probably one of the best places for a beginner to start. All right, so anyway, once we've done that, we're basically, so we would go over, so we'd pick the list of hobbies from here for a blog style. But what about if you did want to do the product side and you're like, you know what, I'm going to learn all the technical SEO I need. I'm going to learn backlinks. I'm going to learn technical SEO on page. I'm going to learn keyword density, whatever. Well, you're going to need a few tools for that. One of them that I recommend is Surfer SEO. This is a great tool to learn, to do all your on-page SEO. This is a brilliant tool. This is actually, something it will teach you like all the different technical parts of like, your word count and so on and so forth and all this different stuff. So you're going to learn all this kind of, like how many times to put a keyword in, so you can see how technical this stuff can get. Yeah, this is very simple still as well, by the way, but you're going to be using all of this. You're going to be using things like Ahrefs and checking keyword difficulty and keyword cannibalization and all different things. Yeah, okay, permalinks, making sure that's all on point and your topical relevancy and all of that. That's what you would do. But the way you would select the niche, because that's the topic, that's the idea of the video, is you would go to amazon.co.uk and you could do one of two things. Okay, so you could actually go to full shop directory and you could pick a niche like this. So you could actually go to like, TV, home and cinema. Now this, you would use your head again. You might not be onto this for a niche site because you have to think, do you need to create, is there constantly new products coming out? Like, will your products become old? You have to ask yourself that question, for this kind of niche. Yeah. Like I would put that in here. Yeah. Do the products become outdated super quick? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. So ask yourself that question when you go into this. What the hell did I do there? Okay. So ask yourself that question when you're doing this. What did I do? Where did I just type that? Yeah. Okay. And then yes or no. So you need to ask yourself that question, because you need to kind of see, like, does it become outdated? If you're going to go and make a site on mobile phones, well, there's a new phone out every year. So you couldn't do a niche site on that, because the phone that you do, like an iPhone 10 review this year, is going to be dead by next year. So your site's going to dip in traffic and it's going to be dead. Like, no one's going to be buying it. So you have to think about those things as well. So that's another thing. These are just a few things to consider. Okay. So tips for choosing a niche. To consider or something. I know that doesn't make perfect sense, but that's exactly what you need to do. Okay. And yeah, basically, we would go to the product directory and we would check and see cycling, fitness, blah, blah, blah. And these are all product focused. So you can see how the niche selection, the actual thing we're using is not going to be this, because we're not looking for, like a hobby and whatever else. We're looking for a product. Okay. We're looking for a good product to build a site around. Okay, so if it's air conditioning machines, you're going to build a site around aircon machines. Okay, so it's not going to be on keeping cool or something like that, and then you do aircon and all these other things and fans and all that. No, it's going to be specifically on aircon machines or fans.com, bestfans.com. So it's all about fans. That's exactly the different approach. That's going to be a very technical product focused approach. So if we actually look at this, we can see that we've got I don't know, let's just say kitchen and bathroom fixtures. And then we would look and we can see exactly what the average kind of products are going in here. Then we'll go and check the commission structure and we'd be like, okay, are there a bunch of things? And you might think, all right, well, I could promote, a bunch of different things. And then you might think, all right, well, that actually leads me on to this. And there's other products in this niche that I could do, and so on and so forth. So, you would make it like that. That's the way you would do it. So that's the way you would do that kind of niche. Okay. So if we were, say, for example, now to look for a product focused niche as well, you could also go to Amazon bestsellers. Okay. So you could go to best selling and see what kind of things are best selling in Amazon at the moment, or featured, products or whatever else. And then you could obviously go through here and go to different departments, so on and so forth. So what it is your keyword research is going to be completely different. You're going to be doing it on Amazon for products. You're going to be looking and seeing, okay, is this niche good? These kind of things, bestsellers in devices, and then you might say, all right, well, I'm going to make a site on tablets, besttablets.com or whatever, or uniquetablets.com or whatever. It's going to be product focused again. And don't think that these kind of 30-page niche sites cannot outrank big massive sites. They are huge, in regards to not the amount of pages, but the amount of money that they can make. Don't underestimate it, what I'm trying to get at. But these ones are great as well. These I would find are probably more reliable and consistent over time. So this is for if you're probably trying to build a portfolio of websites over time, and you don't want to do any dodgy things or anything that would trouble or look suspicious to Google, and you just want to take an easy ride, and you're quite a beginner and you're trying to get your feet wet and whatever else. I would take an approach like this, with this kind of site, and just really focus on really good helpful content. So really answering people's questions to the best of your ability, and just writing, and this gives you a lot more room for testing, because you can make a lot more errors. With this, you need to get it right. All your pages need to be sound on a page by page basis. Whereas this, you can have a few that are a bit out, and a few that didn't do too well, and a few that are great and whatever, and you can improve a few later and whatever else. With this, it's every page has to be 100%, to the best of your ability anyway. So that's what you would want to try and do, your approach. So it's a lot different. But anyway, so that's the difference of what you would do when you're actually picking a niche. Now, the next thing you would want to do is find a name and whatever else. So once you've done that, you're going to want a name. So if I were to want a partial match domain, now I would personally, somewhere in the middle for both of these is, I said, you can use a partial match on this, and you could use a branded domain name or partial match, yeah. domain on this kind of site. So this one's exact match and partial match for a niche site, not for an authority site. This one's going to be like a branded name or a partial match. Branded obviously gives you like a huge room for expansion down the road. Or partial match is something like this, where it's like dirt bike. So they didn't plan on doing this. They just thought of a name, yeah? But anything they write with the word dirt bike, dirt bike, dirt bike, dirt bike is going to rank very good, because if we just even highlight it, like if I do Command F or Control F on a PC and we type dirt bike, you can see how many times that word's occurring on the page. So it's in there in the actual URL, and then it's 22 times. Look at that. It's in almost, look, dirt bike, dirt bike. This is how the search engine is going to see it. And I'll show you, look, this is what a search engine does when it comes in. It's going to view the page source like this, and then it's going to go like that. So it can see like all of this. Look, it's reading. This is how Google's seeing it. And it comes through that, reading through dirt bike, dirt bike, dirt bike, dirt bike, dirt bike. This is just a home page, you know. And then if it clicks off to any of these other pages, it's going to take it through to more things about dirt bikes. Okay, so you can see the main focus of this is about dirt bikes, dirt bikes. You can see, look, so this is another page, yeah. And if we actually click this, let's just have a look. View page source, you're going to see the word dirt bike again, like look, 71 times on this page. See, but this hasn't been thoughtfully strategically put together, like to a certain degree, where they're thinking about how many times they're using the keyword to that degree. They're more going to try and shove in a few times about 6-year-old dirt bikes, but it's not going to be like, oh, I need to put this like in a robotic kind of format. Whereas technical SEOs they'll come and use that tool that I just showed you, like Surfer, and they'll actually make sure that that keyword only shows specific amount of times, you know, that everything's technical, like a science experiment. Okay, you still need to be a tester even if you're doing this and test, but it's not the exact same as this. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Okay, so a site that I use to find names is called namemesh.com. This is a brilliant site. It actually, you know, so what you want to do is put a broad name in. I would recommend, just to save yourself the hassle, pick a niche. So once you've done that, you've come through, you could gauge a few. Like I said, you can get that list. I've rated them here. You can get a list of different ones for the blog style. Anyway, for the product style, you're just going to have to gauge it. You're going to have to think, all right, was it electronic? All right, so is this tablet going to go out a date? Ask yourself these questions down here. Is this tablet going to be relevant next year? You know, do these products become outdated super quick? Ask yourself, yeah, look, question, yeah, is this product relevant next year? If it's not relevant next year, then that's probably going to be a sign that you shouldn't go into it. I don't recommend you going into anything seasonal or kind of like this, like a kind of fad. When you're a beginner, you can't afford to test those things, because you need a more predictable outcome so you can build up your confidence, your experience, and whatever else, and still make money along the way that you can later reinvest into something, you know, that's potentially seasonal or whatever else. You know, you can test out seasonal things when you've got a consistent income coming in online, or, you know, consistent profit from a website already. You know, then you can start playing ball and testing and, you know, experiencing different things. But coming out the woodworks trying to do that is going to be very difficult for a complete beginner. All right. So what I would do next is, you know, once you've got that, you want to drum the product in. So just say we're going to make a product all about, I don't even know. Yeah. Like, say tablets. What we would do. So we're going to make a site, around tablets. We're going to put, tablets, or tablets could be determined as something else by the tool. Yeah, you want to be wary about that with Google as well, because it might think tablets that you obviously take orally. Okay, so if we actually come down and say for example, it's about, I don't know, tennis rackets or something. Yeah, like about tennis balls or basketball. Let's just use that. Bloody hell, that's a good example there. Yeah, so basketball. So let's say basketball. Generate. First of all, it's going to refer you over to this. It's just so they can get their affiliate commission if you do end up going there. But what you want to do is, I usually use the SEO one. So you can see here, it's got basketball, and then it's going to give you all these names. And any of these names that are here in green are going to be available to purchase on like Namecheap or wherever. So just say you go over to namecheap.com. This is what I recommend you use. And if you don't know how to build up these niche websites and start them off, go and watch my video that's on you know, building niche websites. Okay, so it's like the complete, if you type it in YouTube, It's like, let me see, I'll leave it in a link as well up on the top of the video, but it's like how to make an Amazon affiliate website. Amazon affiliate website in 2020. And then I'll pop up for that. So you see me right here. Okay. So that's what you want to do. Follow that video, and this will show you exactly how to build an Amazon affiliate website with this. Look, I'm on Namecheap right there. Okay. So you want to build an affiliate website like that. And I've got all the links to all the things you need, even my logo designer guide, my hosting, all of that inside of this video. So make sure you go check that out if you want to obviously build a site, if you haven't done that yet. Okay. And then basically what we're going to do, you can see here, look, you can scroll down for more, and it's just going to keep spitting out names. So you can never get stuck with finding a name, because you can see, look, these ones are .coms. These ones are, I don't know, AI. Is that AI? I don't have a clue. But best look, so basketballdeal.com. Like, so those ones, you know, I'll stay away from some of these, to be honest. But I mean, like this, speedbasketball.com, basketballprint.com. So these are partial matches, okay? So like soft basketball or basketball log, I would stay away from that because it's got 3 L's in there, like together. You know, goldbasketball.com, that sounds all right. Basketballtrade.com, I think that sounds pretty cool, you know. So look, that's available, which is quite shocking, you know. So this is, you don't have to do the work, like it's right there, okay. So basketballclick.com, I think that's brilliant. Again, that sounds a bit cheesy, but it's pretty good, because basketball click, it's like kind of like an internet thing, isn't it? It's like basketball online, you know. So basketballclick.com, and so it clicks in your head. I don't know, you could play on that in your site. Basketballbit.com, basketball all, basketball byte, basketball wear, basketball tool, you know, basketball B, like whatever. So basketball B, you could have a site with basketballs and Bs and whatever. So if we actually drum that in, you'll see it available, basketball B.com. So this should be available on here. I think that's how it's spelled. And there you go, $7.14 a year, boom, boom, blam. That's your site done. All right, so that's how you do it. I hope this video helps you to pick a niche, because this like is in depth. That's exactly just understanding. Yeah. Are you building a review website or are you building a blog? Because if you're a beginner, I don't recommend that you build a review website, because you're going to need money for backlinks. And in my new niche, ebook that's coming out in a couple of weeks, going to be done by the end of April. If you haven't opted in for that, then get my free cheat sheet below and opt in to the actual ebook. Subscribe to that to find out and be notified when that comes out. But you know, for that kind of you know, thing, like in that book, I'm covering exactly the two different types of sites in depth, and I cover exactly how much you're going to need and all of that kind of thing for a difference of a site like, you know, this and a site like this. And I'll be honest with you, a site like this is going to cost you less than $100 to start. Okay, like $50, something like that, $100 you could start this with a theme and all of that stuff. Yeah, a site like this is going to cost you like $100 to start, but then to rank the site, you're looking into the thousands, you know, for the most part. Like it's gonna cost you a couple £1,000, like just to rank a site like this simple site here, you know. So it's up to you on what kind of budget you got. But then the upside to this kind of site is you could be making like 5-10K a month off of affiliate products just on Amazon, you know. So this might make like a huge amount. Let's have a look at the traffic on this site. It doesn't even show you here, but this kind of site is probably bringing in a huge amount of money from the small amount of pages that it has. Whereas this site's going to probably have double the amount of pages and bringing in half the money on affiliate. But then they'll be bringing in, you know, some money on this, which brings in quite a bit for them. I think like a couple $1,000 a month on that ebook, that one page. And then, you know, they've also got like ads and all this different stuff. You see, like this one, they don't even have any ads. It's just specifically focused on affiliate. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that's a little bit different on this, you know. So I don't know, it's up to you what you want to do, but I hope that helps you clear up the problem with picking a niche. Okay, so you need to know exactly, that's how you pick a niche. If you want to pick a blog style like this, you go to this one, okay, and you pick a topic. If you pick something, again, look at something. If you're complete beginner, yeah, if you're a complete beginner, then just pick something. Honestly, I know it sounds cliche, but pick something that you know about or you have experience in. Like if you've been a mechanic, it doesn't matter if you have an interest in it. What did you used to have an interest in? I used to do mechanical engineering. So if you used to do something like, yeah, go and build a site around that because you know a little bit about it. Okay, it's going to help you when you're writing the content and things like that. Or something that you have an interest in and you want to get into. If you want to get into something and you're like, you know what, I want to travel the world, but I'm not traveling at the moment. Go and build a site around it and make that the thing that helps you to do that thing, you know, or whatever. I don't know. You want to go into dirt biking, go and build a site about dirt biking, you know, start building, you know, content around it. So eventually you can build like a blog around it. Or for this kind of site here, technical, I would most definitely say it doesn't really matter what it is, like, because usually you're going to be getting writers to kind of write the content for this kind of thing. You're going to have a bit more money involved and whatever. This is like, if you're making it a personal thing, this is going to be your income, and, you know, you're going to keep this for years to come, and you don't really want to sell it down the road and whatever. You might sell this kind of site or not, you know, I don't know. You could sell either, but I just personally would build something like this because it's more reliable. Like, you know, there is no like dodginess or nothing like that Google doesn't want you to do on a site like this. You're not going to go out and build backlinks or anything like that. You're just going to literally just build out a bunch of content. And the way you would actually do your content research for a site like this is you'd probably use something like answerthepublic.com. Okay. Whereas, and you'd build out like a bunch of, you know, informational content, and you'd build out like a bunch of, so you might put in like dirt bikes. Yeah, you put in something very broad in here, but you might do that like dirt bikes or whatever. Yeah, I put it in UK. I was meant to select America, really. I should have. But yeah, that's what you would do for something like this. Whereas on the other type, you're going to be more strategic. You're not going to just drum that into a tool and just like hope for the best and build out a bunch of, you see like this, these are a bunch of keywords for a blog. Okay, like, will a dirt bike fit in this? Like, and you would just do that, even though it has no buyer intent, just to get traffic, because you might make money on some ads. They might give you their email, so on and so forth. This site is straight affiliate. Like, they're just trying to make money, you know. So this is going to be very in-depth, detailed reviews of products, you know, and that's it. And you can see that they haven't even done that so much on some of them because, you know, they're just technically sound. But yeah, that's what I would do anyway. But I hope that helps. And yeah. Like, I'll put a few more notes in this. I'll leave this below the video as well. I'm going to share this below the video so you can actually get that. And if you did like the video, make sure to smash that like button. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. I hope this helped you. Peace.